Hey there, it's Jeff from Modern Combat and Survival. Let me ask you, do you know the real reason that you carry a gun? It might not be why you think. Now, coming up is concealed carry mistake number 1 in the top 5 list from my podcast interview with EJ Owens of concealedcarryweapontactics.com. Check this out.
What is the first concealed carry mistake that you notice in training people, and what is the fix for it?
The first one is, and it is the most common, and I hate to say that because it's really unnecessary, but it's the improper motivation for carrying a gun. It's the wrong motivation for carrying. When you look at why people carry a gun, what you would say is, hey, I just don't, I know bad things and bad people exist out there, and I want to take the necessary precautions to stop evil should it, come knocking on my doorstep. But there are a lot of people out there who carry a gun because it is very empowering. It's a power trip for them, or they say, if you mess with me, now I can right that wrong. I can one up you because I've got this life and death switch hanging off my hip, and that is so far from the truth of why we should be carrying a gun. Now that I carry a gun in the civilian world, like, I don't go looking for trouble. Matter of fact, I try to avoid it as absolutely much as possible as I can. I mean, even to the point where, like, I don't want to get into a pushing match, a shoving match with anybody because I have a gun on my hip. And, luck favors the bold. And honestly, Jeff, I don't know how bold I'm going to be the next time it happens. What happens if that gun comes out of my holster in the middle of a shoving match? What happens if the guy tries to grab it and he gets it in a shoving match? See, now it's already elevated. As a responsible gun owner, I try to avoid as much confrontation as possible. Now, here's the caveat. If confrontation shoves me in a corner or threatens the life of me, my family, my loved ones, then that's why I have the gun. But I don't have it as a power trip. It's not there to make me feel better. Maybe some people were pushed into lockers as kids, now they want to feel like they got something that they can stand up for themselves with. That gun is just a tool. Your mindset, that's the real weapon. Because even if I didn't have this gun, there are a multitude of other ways that I could defend myself if I just look around, if I just have the right mindset to survive. So I think it's the wrong motivation for carrying a gun is what I see, because there are a lot of people who will do these 40 and slips. They'll be like, yeah, I'll tell you right now, I'll whip out my Master Blaster 5000, I'll smoke him. Will you? Well, that sounds awesome. So you have no problem, shooting that guy, right? Then you obviously have no problem being handcuffed, taken to jail, making the phone call to your loved ones while you're in jail, being put all over the news and purported as being a murderer before you've ever stood 1 second in trial. There's not even an investigation that's being completed yet before you're already tried and convicted in the court of public opinion. So unless you want to walk down those steps, just unnecessarily, man, I wouldn't go looking for trouble. So if I had to use my gun, then you know what? I'm prepared for all that's going to ensue after it. But you got to survive. And, and unfortunately in today's environment, there's a lot of negativity towards gun owners. And it's really ignorance that causes that. But the court of public opinion will have you backing up a moving truck and possibly changing your name just so you can get a job. And you were right to do what you did. You had to do what you did. You're still alive only because you did what you did. So this is not something that I take lightly and joking around with it and making these wild outlandish statements like, well, I'll tell you right now, I just shoot him one shot. Okay, well, that one shot's going to change your life. If you live, your life will be changed forever. So understand why you carry a gun and all that comes with it. Then we can move on to some other stuff. But that's the number one that I see right now, is that proper motivation and mindset for why you carry a gun.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Even for people that I think don't even You know, if they're carrying it there for their own self-confidence because they need it somehow to like boost up their confidence, those people are more likely, if they see it for that reason, they're also more likely to pull it out and brandish the weapon as just like, you know, as an intimidation piece, which that right there can be a felony.
Absolutely.
And you can lose your firearm at that point, even if you don't even pull the trigger ever again. So that makes total sense. That would be a big problem.
Hey, look, if you need self-confidence, you need to put down the ho-hos and you need to go to the gym, get a haircut, trim your fingernails, brush your teeth, and maybe go buy you a new shirt. Okay. But a gun ain't doing it for you. Okay. Like you should never even see that gun on you if you're doing it right. So having it for your own self-confidence, and I can't believe we're talking about this, but it is so predominant in the gun carrying world, you know, is the wrong reason to have a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just speaking it like it is. I mean, we could say some softball stuff. I could say, oh, you know, well, blah, 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 you know, and I could put some gun magazine stuff in there for you, but I'm just keeping it real with you.